First things first, has it? Welcome, Chief. Is my hair alright?
It looks good, mate.
What about your teeth?
Beautiful.
It's not, no.
Beautiful, yeah.
Nose hair, so. Right then, first things first, quick fire. Favourite ever boots?
Favourite ever boots? Adidas Copper Monday House.
Yeah.
86 World Cup edition ones.
Very precise.
Big, fat square on them, that ones.
Yeah, right, I know the ones.
Yeah.
Right, favourite ever moment at Manx footy?
Favourite ever
For you?
moment at Manx footy, personally? It was probably when... Do you know what? It was probably getting this role.
Fair play.
It was, and I'm not just saying that because I'm here, it probably was.
Good man.
Everything I did before this was like, I was at the Lou, I was Blue Man and all that kind of thing. Played footy, it was great. Never really went as far as fourth, really. I was very loyal to them. But I never thought I'd get a chance at this young, do you know what I mean? So definitely I'd say this, yeah.
Fair
so,
play.
Yeah.
What's that, man? Bigging up the Colby there, 50 quid in the round, and then final quick fire, favourite ever moment in football, professional football? I reckon I know what it is. Starts with this.
Yeah, it's 2005, isn't it? Just because it was what football's all about, and Liverpool were crap at the time.
AC Milan team.
And AC Milan, yeah. To be 3-0 down, you know, come back in 3-0. I remember just watching it live, and my mum let me have the day of school the next day as well.
And hungover, like?
Well, my mum was, yeah. I was 14, like, but yeah. But no, that was definitely, that moments like that make you just want to...
It's mad to think how they won that Champions League with that team as well.
Well, it was mediocre team, wasn't it?
Yeah,
just
yeah.
CPG, wasn't it, really? But yeah, so
shows how loyal Liverpool fans are, to be fair. Like.
Definitely that one. Yeah.
But yeah, so, right, that's quick fire done, we'll get into it then. So, first of all, obviously, good opportunity for all the millions of Colby followers out there, beyond Canary, massive moonlighters, to get to know you a bit better. So, what about, just tell us a bit more about like your experience in footy. You obviously mentioned Malou there, playing management. I know obviously we used to play here as juniors together back in the day.
Yeah.
About 5 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, 15, yeah. Well, basically I've been involved in football since I was 6 years old. Played my first game on Malou's big pitch, under 10s, Malou big pitch, believe it or not. Cold and windy day, but I grew up sort of watching football, sort of, you know, that was what I did. I was sort of, my granddad was my hero, got photos of him playing football and whatnot, so we used to go up there. And when they didn't have a game, I'd go somewhere else and watch it. So obviously played up in Balsala from there, under 12s, under 15s, and did a season down here. I loved it, did half a season at Castletown, but my granddad wouldn't let me leave, so I had to go back up there. And then, as a player, I was quite an emotional player, you know, I always wanted, I remember. Always wanted the ball, you know, I was very sort of aggressive, both without the ball and on the ball. Yeah. Very passionate, and but I loved it, you know what I mean, and never had the privilege of winning anything, really. Won the Airport Cup once, but that's only a pre-season friendly between two teams, so it's not really...
I remember you playing for the Lou. And we had to beat you, Colby under 12s, had to beat you on the last day of the season. Remember the under 12s across the Astro and that back in the day? They were class days then. We had to beat you, we won the league. We lost, you beat us. Yeah. And then Geordie's won the league, or I think it was Geordie's, heartbreak.
Yeah, so I did all that, and so I played football. I was very loyal to Malou, obviously. Had great days up there, wasn't all bad. You know, I had some good times up there, obviously. And then obviously I got injured, I had a couple of niggly injuries, and then I tore all the ligaments in my left knee when I was 24. So I had 18 months out, came back, but I was never the same, I was never as fit, I was never as fast. Still had a good 3 years, but every year was sort of, is this going to be the last year? Yeah. And the last season I had, I was getting sort of injections in my knee to play the last 10 games of the season, and that's when you kind of know, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, especially when you think about like work and everything like that.
Exactly, so that was tough, it was really tough. And then I had nearly 2 years just sort of feeling sorry for myself. You know, I deliberately wouldn't watch football games. I really tried hard not to because I missed it so much. I wasn't involved in anything, couldn't do anything. Still got up to watch the odd game. And I can't remember the circumstances. I think Malou needed someone to step in, I think. And they said, would you do it? At first I was a bit like, I don't know what I'm doing kind of thing, but I stepped in. And believe it or not, first game was against Colby.
Let me guess, you won.
And we won the game, yeah. But
Of course you did.
it was just the kind of the feeling of I can do this, you know what I mean? Because I was very passionate as a player. I was very vocal as a player anyway. And then people start listening to you, and people start doing as you're asking, and then you see motivating people starting to feel good. And I was thinking to myself, I can do this. I really can do this. So I did it. I had just under 2 years doing it up in the loo, and I didn't really get on the training side. I didn't really take sessions or anything like that. It was more the getting to know people side and trying to motivate people. That was more of it than training sessions and things like that. But we had some good times up there. And so anyway, left there, and then because I wanted to stay involved in the game, Castletown asked me to go down, and that's when I really got into the nitty gritty of it. So I started taking all the training sessions for the first team combi, similar to what I do here, and we had a really good end to the season. You know, we got to the Cal Cup final, didn't win it of course.
You got the Gold Cup as well, didn't you? Top 4?
Got Gold Cup top 4, so we finished 4th I think. But that was the scenario where I had young players that were wanting to learn, and I was able to sort of express myself in terms of why don't we try this, blah blah blah, and people were responding to it. You know, Castletown were great in that sense. It was a really good place to be at the time.
Good young team, to be fair.
It is a good young team, and they were great to me. They accepted me despite my kind of loot ties. That wasn't a problem. They let me in, and then they wanted me to go back, which is great. But that little 3-4 months I had was enough for me to go, I don't want to be second fiddle. I can do this. I can do this.
Yeah.
You know, I want control. So then I had sort of seven months away, and I deliberately didn't watch football or try not to keep up to date with it, which is difficult because a lot of my life is revolving around it, especially talking to you.
Yeah.
It's always on the telly, but I wanted to see if I missed it. Deliberately tried to miss it, just to see if there's other things I could do, because football was so intense from 6 up until 30, 31. It's every day, every year.
Yeah.
So I wanted to miss it. I genuinely wanted to see if I missed it, and then you can't help but to be fair, I did well. 3 months, I didn't watch any football games. I didn't even know what was going on in the Premier League. That was really hard, deleting a lot of apps.
Yeah.
Basically, my life got boring, and then you start to think, what am I doing? Like,
yeah,
I like it. I feel I've got a lot to offer. And then obviously I was talking to you, and then you started telling me about results locally, Bolton results, things like that. And then as soon as I start watching football again, you start watching the game in a different way. You don't just watch the game and go, 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. I was watching it tactically. You either think like that or you don't. But I genuinely do. And I got fascinated with interviews, drills, motivational books. I read a lot of them as well. So that's where I'm at, and to be sort of given an opportunity like this, so young, I'm still so young, and I'm still learning myself, is massive for me. It's a privilege, you know what I mean? So I'm over the moon to be here. So that's
over
where
the
I'm
moon.
at.
Have you, fella?
Yeah.
So next up then, obviously you kind of touched on what brought you. What are your kind of short-term goals for this season? What do you want us to try and do?
Well, short-term goals, I just want us to be, more competitive, I think. I want us to be harder to beat, because I think we've been sort of a bit of a rollover for teams for too long, and that isn't right in my book. Whether you've been a Colby player for years and years or not, Colby, in my eyes, is a force of a football club. It should not be team going, we've got Colby this weekend, we'll batter them. That's first and foremost, that's not happening on my watch. I think all the lads are on board with that. No one wants to come play football again.
Nah.
So I want us to make it more competitive, obviously, get as many points on the board as we can this season, finish as high up as we can. That's the main goal, and I want to get the lads enjoying the football again. And I think early signs are. I think they are.
Yeah, definitely.
And
the nerves in the changing rooms is anyway.
Exactly. And I just want a bit of togetherness again between. Doesn't matter if you're first team combi, you do the teas at half time, you brush up the changing room. Doesn't matter. If you're at this football club, you're all part of it, and everyone has a part. If we all want success, everyone has a part to play. It doesn't matter how people score.
That's it. I mean, everyone trains once we put it in and stuff.
Exactly.
You want to strive for something, don't you? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you don't want to be, we do train, you know what I mean? You don't want to be getting there every Saturday thinking, oh my God, we're going to get pumped here.
No, exactly, and I think we can. I think since I've come in, I think the Gulls game I talked about, I didn't have any training with them. We were hard to beat, but we weren't creating a lot. And the game after that, just every game since, we've been really stubborn. I think our passing's getting slicker as well. you know, all of a sudden we've got a philosophy how we want to play. You know, we're quite intense now. Anything we do, even if it's a throw-in, we're really intense with it. Everything we do is intense. The lads all want it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's no kind of, all right, mate, I'm going to put you on the bench this week or whatever. There's no back chat for it. They understand. And I think communication's a big thing as well. I want to get the lads talking. I want all the lads to feel welcome. Part of it. And I just want to make them better players, basically. First and foremost. You know what I mean? So that's where we're at the moment, but it's obviously going to take time. But we are definitely on the right track.
No, 100%. You can see the improvement in training already. Still plenty of shots going in the car park and shooting practice.
Yeah.
But don't worry, Dickie, they went and got him. But yeah, so that's that then. So what's kind of like next season, you know, kind of down the road kind of thing, long term?
For me, I think however we end up this season is kind of the blueprint. So the way I like to do things, I don't want to put any pressure on any of the players. I'll do that. I put a lot of pressure on myself, believe it or not. You know, since I've come in, it's all I think about, all I write about. I write a lot at home, talk about. So I put all the pressure on myself. So if we end up the season with 22 points, for example, first goal is 23 points. We have to better next season. We have to beat this season next season. So that's the first goal. And it's not unrealistic to think we can get top 4. I don't think that's unrealistic. You know, we've got the whole summer to go through. We've got the rest of the season. We're going to have a really strong pre-season. So I think that's the goal. I think obviously silverware would be, you know, the dream.
Yeah.
You don't get involved in football unless you want to win something. But I'm not going to loiter that on the players.
Yeah.
I want them to concentrate on themselves, and I'll deal with all the pressure of trying to win stuff and whatever. And that's what I try and say to them. You know, are we going to get to the final this year? Don't worry about it, mate.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I'll deal with all that. But long term, I'd like to try and get the sort of, I know there's a bit of a kind of missed with the under 18 stuff. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's a bit of a...
Down the line, I'd love to go and watch under 18s and go and speak to them. And I want them to look at you boys, call all the first teamers, and go, I want to be one of them. I want to be in that team one day. You know, because when I was young, when I went out to watch Malou, I watched my Uncle Gordy for half a season before he retired, and I was just in awe of him. Do you know what I mean? And if we can kind of try and get these lot up here, even the under 14s, under 10s, whatever, I want this club to be somewhere where all ages can come and go, wow, this is, you know.
Yeah, we've got facilities to be
We've got facilities are second to none. So long term, in 5, 6, 7 years, that's how far I'm thinking. I want sort of, when a couple of us lot retire, you. But when it goes on, even when players have stopped playing, they can still have a part to play.
Yeah.
And then these players that are coming through, I don't want them to get to sort of 16, 17 and go, right, I've done 8 years at Colby, I've got a Russian now. No way, I don't want that anymore. Do you know what I mean? So just trying to create an environment that people want to be here, and you know, that's the long-term goal. But it's not going to happen like overnight or a year or 2 years. It has to be built.
Yeah, no, that's it.
But that's the plan. I'm here for a long time, like.
Good man.
If you'll have me.
Long time, and a good time. No, we'll have you, yeah. Right then, final question, bit of fun. All-time on to 11. Not man's funny, but it can be. If you want to put me in that, that's fine. But I mean, if you want to stick like Pepe Reina or whatever, then that's fine.
All-time, yeah. Probably Netta would go here then.
Cheers,
because I played with you for not very many games. Every time I did, you just bring an air of confidence to everyone. You know, just loud.
I think I do a good job behind Maldi.
Well, I like my keepers loud, hairy and stinking, so
that's me.
That's why he's in there. Left back, I have to go research. He's just my hero because I was a left back when I played, and he was just a hero. So John Arisa was just phenomenal. He wasn't the best defensively, but he was just loved his work.
I remember that free kick score against Barthez,
and the one he broke Smith's leg. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but that's the power he had. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just loved him.
Was it against Barthez that free kick?
Was it? Yes.
Yeah, barring it.
Yeah.
Screaming.
No, United.
Yeah, Barthez.
I thought it was United.
Yeah.
So put him there. At centre half, I'd have to go. What's his name? Maldini.
Yeah. Left side.
I'd probably go 4-3-3. I think so. Maldini. My other centre half would probably be. I'd probably get laughed at for this, but Sammy Hupia.
Fair enough.
Because I absolutely loved him.
If you just said that guy, gotta go shot.
No, he was a Liverpool player when we were really bad.
Yeah.
He pulled us out of a lot of shit. Sammy Hoopier, so yeah, Sammy Hoopier. Right back would be, best right back, probably Cafu.
Yeah.
I caught the tail end of his career, but it's just ridiculous.
Oh, that he's in Ramsey, weren't he?
Yeah, so
We see Roman before, those quality Cafu.
And I think he gave birth to like attack and win backs, didn't he? Really,
Yeah.
Cafu. I know Roberto Carlos, but Cafu was the one.
Yeah.
Midfield would be Stevie G,
Says
obviously, because it's just Stevie G. Zidane.
Yeah.
And probably it's got to be Messi, hasn't it? As a 10.
Yeah, right.
And then my front three would be. This is so hard, like Patrick Berger. I'm not joking.
Yeah. To be fair, he's probably the best looking footballer I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, only because he looks like you saying that.
Well, I've got baby blues.
Oh my god, I'd probably say. I don't want to say him because he's a bit of a helmet, isn't he? It's got to be Ronaldo, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's just ridiculous numbers what he's had. So I go Ronaldo. I go the original Ronaldo.
Yeah. Big man. That's the right.
I'd have to go. Oh my days. Ronaldinho.
Yeah, to be fair, it was
Just,
unplayable.
I mean, growing up, when I was sort of coming into football, watching football properly, not just as a kid.
Yeah.
Watching him was just wow.
He was a joke, wasn't he?
Unbelievable, like just still a joke.
Just like the night out, didn't he? Probably done well in men's football, to be fair.
So I think with that back line,
Not conceding much.
Yeah.
Strong smell coming from behind, wasn't it? But yeah, top man, that's it.
No worries, yeah.
Legend. Nice one. Right.
Yeah.
Well done.
Good, that.